which we believe a fox was using as a leap-off point to clear the electric fence that would stop a rhino into the duck compound. One duck killed already, and it can only have been a fox. I worked quickly moving those logs, filling the wheelbarrow so full it got a flat tyre. I imagined the fox in the hawthorn hedge, watching me toil like Pa Ingalls, but in sweaty Betty yoga pants. Stella's grow your own oyster mushrooms are a waste of time and money, she says, but she has read and approved my article on friendship for the Grawn, in which I mention the time she karate kicked Alfie in the throat in 2011. 21st March. Put Vic off getting a bean-to-cup machine by reminding her that her favourite coffee is Kenco Colombian freeze-dried. 23rd March. London. Joanna Pryor's leaving due at Penguin Publishers. Met up beforehand with Mary Mount, her wearing a khaki jacket that also comes in black. Mainly publishing people and a few authors, including Satnam Sanghera, who is about to move into a new flat after lodging with the writer Deborah Moggach in Kentish Town for the last year. Me. Might Deborah Moggach want a new lodger? Satnam. Who? Me. Me. Satnam. I thought you lived in Devon. Me. Cornwall. Satnam. Yeah, she might. Later, I asked Nick Hornby, do I want to live in the Kentish Town home of writer Deborah Moggach? He shrugged, said yes, and added, better get in there before she gets a Ukrainian. 24th March. Satnam has put me in touch with Debbie Moggach. She's Debby. She sounds keen and apparently loves dogs, going to visit on Saturday to look at the room. 25th March. On dog walk in Fleckney, met someone I used to be at school with, who works at a paper plant. Reminded me of Richard Scarry. Vic has a new habit of saying, hear me out. Lots of marriage, divorce talk. I notice Vic now denies that recording Crufts and Delia Smith over some episodes of Taggart was the last straw in her first marriage. Reminded that someone committed arson on Elspeth and my father's wedding marquee after the event, and it went up in flames, the alleged perpetrator being one of her exes, who went on to great things in broadcasting. 26th March. London to meet Debbie Moggach and discuss the possibility of my lodging with her. Beforehand, Sam's Cafe for coffee and a practice run with Eva and Alfie. Alf in the role of Debbie. Alf. Why do you want these lodgings, Nina? Me. I'm keen for a year in London and the rent's so cheap. Eva. I wouldn't mention the rent being cheap. Me. Affordable? Eva. Just don't mention the rent. Alf. What skills can you bring to the house? Me. I'm a keen gardener and happy to put my hand down a drain. Arrived early, so walked up to Queen's Crescent Market, an impressive array of modern bric-a-brac stalls, one selling adapter plugs, single unbranded AAA batteries and loose Brillo pads. Smokers outside the Sir Robert Peel were crowding round the doors, heckling a trio of karaoke singers inside, single ladies. A woman on a mobility scooter laughing so hard she couldn't get a decent puff off her cigarette. In the end, she flicked it onto the pavement in front, tried to run it over, missed, reversed, and got it the second time. Debbie, in turquoise t-shirt and cheerful beads, answered the door and looked a picture against the orange paintwork. I was anxious that my little bunch of blue and yellow flowers would remind her she could have had a Ukrainian. Without making a fuss over what type of beverage I might prefer, she handed me a mug of milky tea. I admired the chunky pottery, handmade by a lovely chap in the Forest of Dean, and swallowed it down. We sat in the little garden to discuss terms. Debbie is away a lot in Kent, where she writes and swims and looks after her son's children. She wants a friendly lodger in London, someone like darling Satnam, her words, who will generally be here crashing about and, most importantly, will water the garden. She's predicting an exceptionally hot, dry summer. Satnam was at home, but apparently having a nap after dancing the night away in Stoke Newington. The house, a slim Victorian terrace, is cram-packed with dark antique furniture, ornately carved armoire, sideboards, tall boys, and any nook or space filled with a dark wood closet or stand. She might have got it all in a job lot from a stately home, or an Indian bazaar, I'm no expert. A dresser and huge terracotta jugs atop a heavy chest and the original car.